Hello, this is Darla Tweeten, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Iowa. And I know I'm on a little early, which is fine, but because it's always nice to check out your setup and stuff and make sure that everything is looking okay. So I'm checking my notebook right now, and that seems to be okay. I am down in my sunroom as I am recording this live today. It is, let me check the temperature here in Iowa. It has been really cold the last couple of days. Right now, it is -1. Can you believe that? I think earlier today it was like 12 above, and I'm not sure what the temperature is going to be tonight, but I know we're supposed to have one more night of coldness. I am trying to mess with my notebook over here to watch for comments. So, but I need to turn my sound off, so we don't want to, you guys don't want to hear two of me. I don't want to hear two of me. So, so anyway, I can see the comments now. So please make a comment if you're watching this, if you're catching my live tonight. Let me know and others know where you're from, you know, if you're local or if you're, you know, watching me from out of state. I'd like to know. I'm going to do some things a little different tonight. I'm going to give away a couple of my cards that I make. So I will have a drawing for them, and we will have 2 winners tonight. I know I need to post the winner of my catalog product launch on Saturday, and I have not done that yet. But the door prize for that event was a silicone mat. And in a little bit, I will show you what a silicone mat is and how valuable I feel it is when it comes to using your adhesives. So anyway, my door prize for Saturday's event, which was my new product launch, it was held here in the same room that we're in right now, the sunroom. It was a silicone sheet that I will be drawing for that door prize. In addition to tonight, I'm going to make, I don't know how many cards I'll get made, but we will be giving 2 of them away tonight. So be sure and comment me. Make a comment if you're watching me. It looks like there isn't anyone on yet, but it's just 8 o'clock. And so far, it looks like everything is looking okay. It looks like, oh, someone joined us. I hope you make a comment and let me know where you're from, and so others know where you're from. So this is Darla Tweeten, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Iowa. I come on a little bit, just a few minutes early, because I wanted to make sure that my Akron stand was right, and wanted to introduce myself to you. I do want to let you know that today my husband and I went into our church and we made potato cakes. So has anyone made potato cakes? They're not hard to make. They just take lots of practice, let's say. So I believe they're made out of potatoes, a little bit of flour, and salt. I think that's all that's in there. I'll have to check for sure. But anyway, you use a special pastry cloth, and you use a special cloth that goes on your rolling pin so that you can roll out what they call potato cakes. And the potato cakes, I don't know, they end up being, 9 inches or whatever. And then you cook them on a grill. It's a Lussa grill. So we made about 20 dozen potato cakes today. There was 10 of us helping. So, and it took us about 3 hours. So needless to say, it was very, very enjoyable, being with our church you know, our church family, and my husband and I thoroughly enjoyed it. We enjoyed it so much that we went out for lunch afterwards. So I had a taco salad and my husband had a hot beef sandwich. So then we came home and we had to take a nap because we'd worked so hard. So anyway, that's a little bit about how my day has gone. Comment if you have made potato cakes, if you enjoy eating potato cakes. When you eat the potato cakes, you spread butter on the potato cake, and then you sprinkle sugar, and then you roll it up, you know, like a roll, a cinnamon roll, and you eat it that way. So some people stick them in the microwave for just a few minutes to let the butter warm up. It's however you want to do it. But you can't eat just one. You usually have to eat, quite a few, okay? So hello, Dolores. How are you tonight? What's your temperature there in South Dakota? We are -1. I just checked my watch a minute ago. It is crazy, crazy. And we got about a half an inch of snow finally, so our ground is white. So let me go ahead and turn the camera down right now. So close your eyes so you don't get dizzy. And you're gonna, see my notebook there where I'm watching what I'm saying. Now I need to adjust my camera. This is always the fun part, knowing just where to put the camera at after you do this. So let's see if it's gonna stay. It wants to keep falling down, so I want it to be a little bit higher here. So do you guys notice those markers right there? If you are not a demo right now, and if you would like to join my team, those are the markers that you will get when you sign up between now and February 28th. These are markers. They have redone the ends, and I really enjoy writing with them. So there's a tip that's like a paintbrush. This is like the paintbrush end. And then there's a tip that you write with. And look at that nice tip. Isn't that nice? So what I tell people is, you know, don't just save these for, you know, when you're making your cards or doing your paper crafting. Use them every day, because those markers, they're made to be used. They're not made to be, you know, stored in a cabinet for a long, long time. Dolores, it looks like you're at 7 degrees. Got a ground cover of snow last night, which is kind of like what we had. And you haven't heard of potato cakes? Wow, that's interesting. Yep, potato dumplings, I've heard of those. I'm married into a Norwegian family, and so that's where the potato cakes come from, or some people call them lessas. I'm not sure what the difference is between the two, but you know, that's neat to know, Dolores. Have you been in any tractor pulls lately? I'm gonna try and bring my camera out just a little bit more. I do apologize if I am making you dizzy or anything like that. I sure don't want that to happen. So I'm going to move these markers out of the way right now. But basically, when you start stamping with and using Stampin' Up! Supplies, you can use markers to, you know, ink up your stamp sets if you'd like. It is, or, you know, it's to kind of like save the investment. There are the larger ink pads that you can buy, but in the meantime, if you don't know for sure just what you're going to need, I highly recommend, you know, getting the markers or the blends. So if you have any questions about those, just make a note, make a comment, and if I see it when I'm doing this live, I will answer it. So this is Tweet Be Happy. Darla Tweeten from Iowa. My current host code right now is N7U74FPC. I would like you to enter that host code when you place an order. If your order is over $150, do not put that host code in there, as I want you to collect the rewards right away. So, oh, Dolores says the potato dumplings are German. Okay. The tractor pull is in Oklahoma next week. Well, it should be warmer there, shouldn't it, Dolores? So right now, we, January 7th, we had a new catalog launch. I apologize for the little shadow that's in the way. And also at the same time, we had our celebration kickoff that goes from January 7th to February 28th of 2025. It only goes for a short time. And now that we can open up the catalog, I'm going to take advantage of that. All of the products in this catalog are free. And there's different levels that you can get free products with. There's the level 1, which if you order $60 worth of products, you can get something at the level 1 level. So tonight we're going to be using this suite of DSP, which is called the fruit salad. And it is quite a fun set to use. Right now, when we're having winter, it's nice to have the spring colors. As I keep going through this catalog, you can see that you can choose stamp sets if you would like. You can choose, there's also an embossing folder. It's a star-struck embossing folder. It actually has a star with little outburst, like the star is exploding or like on the 4th of July. There is also some ribbon you can choose. The color is fresh freesia. Everybody can use some fresh freesia, which is a purple ribbon. Another thing that I have really adored is this Toadstool Garden DSP. I didn't think I needed that DSP, but at the time that I was doing my pre-order, I liked the colors that were in it. Early Espresso, Fresh Freesia, which is the same color as that ribbon, Granny Apple Green, Melon Mambo, Poppy Parade, and Pumpkin Pie. Those are the colors that are in that DSP. So in our mini catalog, you can order the stamp set, and there's a punch that punches out the Toadstool. Stampin' Up! Has done a really great job with coordinating our products. So if you purchase the Toadstool and the punch, I think that's about $28 if I remember right. Just a minute, I'm going to step away from my camera because I've got a little card, a little cheat sheet card on that. So what I did for my product launch, I had this little, table tent or whatever, and I can remember when I started stamping, quite a few years ago. I've been a demo it'll be going on 7 years in March, but it's really overwhelming when you look at the catalogs, you look at the online exclusives, and you look at the scrapbooking brochure. I find it very overwhelming. So what I've done is, this card right here says new to paper crafting. Well, if you find a stamp set that you like, in this case, I'm using the Toadstool bundle, and it comes with the stamp and the punch for $24. So obviously you're going to want to make a card or two, or I want you to make cards with it. So I would recommend you get a basic white package of cards, and that would be $11.50. I'd recommend you getting the Melon Mambo ink pad, and that's $9. And also, one of the things that I like to do is I like to put ribbon on my cards. They have this black and vanilla ribbon that is $8. So right there, you're at $52.50. And to earn the toadstool garden, of course, you would need to add just a little bit more, $7 more to get to the $60 level, which if you're a new stamper, you're going to need to do that. You're going to need to either get some glue or you can get some Seal Plus, which is adhesive. I always recommend that you get a refill of Seal Plus when you purchase your, initial products. And then obviously, when there's a punch involved or more than 3-4 layers, you're going to want to use some dimensionals. So that's what this little card is for, is somebody that would be new to paper crafting. That would be my recommendation, that when they go through our products, if to find something that you like, to find something that you like the sentiments of, and especially choose a stamp set that has sentiments that you could use for birthday, sympathy, you could use for, just thinking of you, anything. And this toadstool bundle, I feel, is one of those. So that's my recommendation on that. So I'm gonna put this card away for right now. And you guys join me tonight to see some stamping. So we're going to get to that in just a little bit. So if you keep going through our celebration catalog, there's also some purple adhesive back sequins. And those are our gems. Those are the sparklies that you can put on a card. And there's some more DSP. And then there's also another stamp set. And when you get back to here, this is the level 2, part of our celebration. This is free with a $120 purchase. Now, as you can see, we didn't have a hard time coming up with $60, did we? No. So if you are a stamper currently, or you're new to stamping, either way, I would suggest that you purchase a couple more packs of, of different color cardstock. Maybe purchase a black Memento, ink pad. Maybe purchase, like a take your pick tool, which, in my case, I don't have fingernails, and this is really good to put things onto your card, lift things up, whatever. One end is a putty end that helps you put adhesives on. We do have, I consider, some of the best tools. We have the best snips. We have the best paper trimmer. So check your inventory and work up to that 120 sweet spot. So then you could earn this heart-shaped bundle, which is a stamp set and really neat bundles. I have a card here that I wanted to show you tonight, and it's somewhere else. I'll show you that I got from my accountability partner in Florida. So that's one of the stamp sets that you could order for the 120, or you could order this beautiful Corner and Bloom. And I don't know which one I like best. I like them all. I like a lot of the products in this celebration are just beautiful. But what this is just what it says, Corner and Bloom. So you do the corner of your cards. You would do something similar to this, or look at this photograph one right here. You can see that. Now, if you need a celebration catalog or a mini catalog or even the annual catalog, please let me know and I'll make arrangements to get one to you. So tonight what we're going to do is I am working out of our annual catalog, which is this one right here. It is good. It started in May of 2024 and it runs till April of 2025. So there is a lot of good stuff left in this catalog too. And since I am trying to focus more on the basics of a card design, I'd like to have you turn to page 22 if you have your annual catalog handy. I would like you to look at that with me. But basically, this week, if you've been following me on Tweet Be Happy Facebook, you can see that I've been focusing on basic card designs this week. You know, you need to choose an ink and a stamp set. Then you need to layer with the cute paper, and then you need to choose a card base. So when you have all of those components, you come up with a card. Now, when you go from there, they have some sample templates at the bottom here. We are going to be doing the last template tonight. I don't know if you can, there, can you see that? That'll be template 22. So there's 22 templates on page 22 of the annual 24-25 catalog. And if you're just joining us, this is Darla Tweeten, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Iowa. And if you do not have a demonstrator, I would like to earn your trust in being your demonstrator. If you need catalogs or have any questions about our online exclusives or our scrapbooking brochure, please send me a message, tweetbehappy@gmail.com. Okay, so continuing on, you can see here with this layout that it has the card base, and then it's got a second layer, which is probably, let's see here, probably like 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. That's what my card layer is going to be. And then you need 2 squares, which are 2 by 2s. And then you need either a ribbon or a sentiment or something like that to complete this layout. So let's go ahead and I'll show you what I've done. Remember, I'm going to be working with the fruit salad. And for me to get to know my products better, I like to create these sheets here where you cut out 2 by 4 inch squares of the DSP, and side 1 is here, side 2 is here, side 1, side 2. So all of these papers have 2 sides. But the best part, I feel, is if I have a new customer that likes this is the free DSP, remember, that you can get with a $60 order. Remember, a new person, or maybe even a person like me, they're going to want to know what the colors are in this DSP. Well, did you know on the back of your package, you always know the colors? Not only do you have the colors on there, but you also have the product number if you want to order another package of paper. So in this particular DSP that's 6 by 6, it has Coastal Cabana, Daffodil Delight, Early Espresso, Garden Green, Granny Apple Green, Pecan Pie, Petal Pink, Pumpkin Pie, and Real Red. Now, if that doesn't say spring, I don't know what does, but isn't that nice? So, okay, we will move that out of the way for right now. So that's the fruit salad DSP. So the card that I made using that template is this one right here. And you can see I use the apple paper on there. I, embossed the DSP with the embossing folder Birch Wood, which is a 3D embossing folder. And it's a larger folder. I can't really, somebody asked me the other day, why is the folder so large? I'm not really sure, other than I told them, I said, some people like to make larger cards, and this would make probably a 5 by 7 card. The number for this Birch Wood is 164069. And it came with that nesting birds for the winter catalog, and it is being carried over, thank goodness. So, okay, the stamp set we're going to use tonight is the Hugs for Love. I chose this as my Valentine's set this year, thinking I didn't need that celebration one. But since I've seen people using that, I wish I would have did that one. But anyway, I did this one. So this is located on page 54 of the mini catalog. The item number is 164559. And you know what? That's just for the stamp set. If you want the bundle, the number is 165738. And that's located on the same page, the 54 of the mini. And the price is $38.50 for both the stamp set and the punch. I'm a punch girl there again. So it would punch out, you know, these two designs right here after you stamped them. And then you could put hearts in the center of them, or you could put any of these sentiments in there. So my favorite one, when the grandsons were here this weekend stamping, they liked the lots of hugs and kisses. And if you know, you could send to a team member, you could do you and I make the best team. And while I'm thinking of this right now, boy, I am a real squirrel if you guys watch my videos very much, but I have a team member. Her name is Lynn. She has her 2-year anniversary on Thursday of this week. So that would be January 16th. So Lynn, I know you're not watching me live right now, but when you catch the replay, happy anniversary, happy Stampin' Up! Anniversary. 2 years, woo-woo. Lynn, thank you for being a part of my team. You're a great part of it. You make our team what it is. Really appreciate you. So let's go ahead and continue working this template here. I don't know what I should do. I'm going to move that out of the way for right now. So what I did was I took a basic white cardstock. Now, keep in mind, we have, this is thick white cardstock. We also have basic white cardstock. Hello, Carol. I see you're watching me tonight. I hope you're doing well. What's your temperature where you're at? Leave it in the comments so that the others know where you're from, Carol. But anyway, this is thick white cardstock. It's 8.5 by 11, and I have scanned it. I have scored it. Why are words so hard sometimes to find? So I will take my bone folder to make the crease on it so that the card will lay flat. So this is another essential tool, a bone folder. So then what I was watching somebody, I wish I could remember who it was, but this is a technique that they did. I not only embossed this DSP, remember this is the fruit salad now, this is the apple, on the back is this. I could have used either side. It's hard to choose a side sometimes. But what they did was they took their Versamark pad and rubbed it on the DSP. Took the pad itself, like pretend this is a Versamark pad. You'd open it up and you would slide the Versamark over the DSP. And they had the clear embossing powder. I don't have that. If I have it, I can't find it, but I don't think I do have it. So anyway, I used the white embossing powder on this, and then you take your heat tool and you set the, the powder, and that's what this look is. It looks kind of like it fell in the paint or something, doesn't it? So anyway, so just to add, I like to add texture to a card. I think it adds, some personality. And on these right here, when you do emboss, you're going to want to use either a lot more adhesive or use a lot more dimensionals. I am right-handed. I'll try to do this left-handed so that you can see what I'm doing. The proper amount of dimensionals is whatever you feel like putting on. I know a lot of people don't want the center of their cards to, sag in, so they will put more dimensionals on there. And to keep my work surface neat, I always have one of these little things handy to put my dimensionals in, or my little scraps. It's really fun to see it fill up fast. It tells me I've been making a lot of cards. And I think another thing is I try to tell my team, I try to tell my customers that when you're creating cards, take the time and create 5 or 6 or 10 of them while your mojo's going. Especially if you've got all your supplies out, use the same template. That's what we're going to do tonight. We're going to use the same template, just use different kinds of paper. And, oh, you know what I forgot to do? I wanted to put, remember there was ribbon that went across the center of it? I wanted to do that. So we can still do that. This is how I will do that. I will put a glue dot on the one end of the ribbon here, and I will slide it under the layer here, and it'll probably have to be a little bit higher, because if you remember I put a dimensional about mid-center, and then what you would need to do is just take the ribbon over this way, cut it off a little bit. Normally I would not have it be this short, but leave a little bit of length, because you do not want your card to fall apart. You want to have your cards well made. So take the dimensional or the glue dot and put it on the ribbon, and then tuck it underneath of the layer. And remember I told you about how the take your pick tool was one of my favorite tools? Well, this is exactly why it's one of my favorites. I can tuck this ribbon underneath with that, and I'll have to fix that a little bit because it looks like it got doubled up just a little bit, which we can do that later. So anyway, so that's the ribbon. The card is pretty just like this, isn't it? But we're going to put, remember our template. So what we've done so far is we've put on, we have the card base, which is a thick white. Then we have the fruit salad DSP, which is our second layer. We've done the ribbon, which would be the center going across there. And now we need the squares. So what I've done here is I've taken the same DSP and I've cut out 2 squares, 2 by 2. So now the decision comes which side we want to use. And it's totally a personal choice at this point, which side you decide to use. You could use that side if you want, or you could use this side. And I think what I'm going to do, since a lot of the DSP is covered up with the white, I am going to do a red on the top, and then I'm going to do an apple on the bottom. Okay, so get out your dimensionals again and put just a couple of them on like that. And then you can see, you could put it at an angle, or you can put it straight, however you want it. I'm going to put it at an angle, and I'm going to put it underneath of that ribbon. You can put it on top of the ribbon if you'd like. That's why I highly recommend that when you make a card, when you make one card, you make 5 or 6, 7, 8, 9, or 10. And you will find out that every one turns out differently. So the second square now, I'm going to angle that like this right here, and both of them are popped up. The second layer's popped up, and now the third layers are popped up. So I was trying to read a message here, but my thing isn't scrolling, so I apologize. Okay, so we haven't done any stamping yet. I want to stamp. How about you guys? So what I did was in this, when people come to my workshops or my classes, I give them this type of a form that they can follow along, and then if they want to remember, oh, what was the name of that stamp set, or what was the name of that ink, or what was the name of, you know, those glue dots, what are they called? So then they can refer back to this. So this is the Hugs for Love that we're using, and we're going to be using this heart, and we're going to be using this heart, and perhaps these little hearts. And I already have them on blocks right here. And you can see that they're kind of stained, which tells me they're loved. They've been used. So we are going to, now there's not a die cut for these hearts. So you will have to fussy cut them out. I don't mind fussy cutting. Do you guys mind fussy cutting? So when, do you guys want a little chuckle? So when my grandsons are here, they like to use cardstock, okay? So this weekend when they were here, they're still drawing little elves from Christmas and stuff. So when they were here this weekend, they used this piece of paper. Well, this grandma can't let this paper go to waste. So what we're going to do tonight is we are going to use the leftover parts of this piece of paper. And I try to give them basic white, so I know it's not the heaviest of cardstock. So let me put this up here into the stamping. But you would do, here's my real red ink pad off to the right-hand side. For those of you that are new to stamping, I highly recommend you be very light-handed. And this is a juicy ink pad, so you would do 1, 2, 3, and then stamp it onto your paper, okay? And then do it again, 1, 2, 3. Now, if you want to, you can do second generation stamping, which looks like that. You can also do third generation stamping too, which is it's just as pretty, isn't it? You could probably even do a fourth generation stamping. So use that ink up, right? The other little stamp that we wanted to use, the other little heart, was this one right here. Actually, I think I told you we were using this one, but it's this one that we're using, okay? So again, stamp it 3 times. I am using a, what's this pad called? It's soft. It's got, some cushion on it. So when you use your photopolymer stamp sets, you get a better impression if you stamp on this mat here. Now, it's different than, here's the second generation stamps right here. See? Just as pretty, aren't they? Lighter weight. Now, this mat here is, oh, why can't I think of what the name of it is? I should write it on the back here because I can never remember. But this is not the silicone mat. This is the silicone mat that I was talking about, that the winner of my new product launch is going to win. This is another spongy mat that we use. So after we have stamped these stamps now, we will fussy cut them out. And Stampin' Up! Has the best snips. They are so sharp though. Oh, let's close up the ink pad too. Are we done with the ink pad? Well, even if we aren't, real red to get that on yourself is, it is water-based, so most of it will wash out. So what we need to do then is cut out these hearts that we've stamped. And to save time, I have already done that. And here are the hearts that we're going to use. So if we bring back our card that we've been working on, excuse me, what we're going to do here is, I feel we've used enough dimensionals on this card that I feel that we need to use the glue dots now, so that the postman won't be unhappy with the thickness of our card. So when you use the glue dots, you basically put your heart on the glue dot right here. Just keep unrolling it. And you press, press it into the paper. So we have one of the smaller hearts, or two of the smaller hearts and one of the big. So then you just pull it off, the heart, and then you can adhere that to your square. And this one is kind of busy, so I'm going to put it up here, and I'm going to put it underneath of the ribbon again, okay? And then these little hearts right here, I maybe should have now... Oh, I can put a heart over there. Okay, so this card is basically done at this point, if you want it to be done. But we are going to put some embellishments on it. And what I'm going to put on it is some of these cute little heart embellishments. They are adhesive-backed heart sequins. So... Oh, Dolores, I like fussy cutting too. I think it's very, very relaxing. I think it does come from our paper doll era. We used to cut out a lot of paper dolls, didn't we? So, I am taking the heart sequence. Excuse me, I feel a sneeze coming on. Excuse me. So you can see that I've taken the adhesive heart off of this, and you can transport it with this wonderful take your pick tool, and you can put the hearts wherever you want. Now there are 3 different sizes of hearts. Always put your embellishments on in odd numbers. So this card is complete. It's got the 3 embellishments on it. It's got the hearts. What do you think? Oh, I guess we could do one more thing. Sometimes you just never know when to stop, do you? I need to look over here to my left. I have some white twine. And if you remember right, there was some twine on this. Now, that wasn't in the template, was it? There again, you can, I've got kind of a long piece of twine here. I think it's long. I'm going to go ahead and cut it in half. And what I'm going to do is I am going to feed it through this ribbon here. I'm going to kind of pull it off to the right-hand side, and I will tie 1 knot in it to start with. And there again, I don't have those beautiful nails, but this take your pick tool can feed that through just slicker than all get out. And you can cinch that tight if you'd like to. And if it was a little longer, you could tie a bow. I did not want to do a bow. I just wanted to, I knew I didn't have enough thread to do a bow. And then obviously what you can do is, bring it up and then just cut it off so they're about the same length. So what do you think? There's card number 1. So it could be for, a birthday card. It could be a Valentine's card. It could be a thinking of you. You can put whatever sentiment you want in the bottom. Also, I needed to show you the silicone pad. Here's the silicone pad that I use. And I will pull out the Seal Plus. Sometimes the Seal Plus doesn't get started real well. So just start it on your silicone pad and then run it on your DSP. And we will decorate the inside of our card with this piece of DSP. So it kind of continues the party from the front of the card to the inside. You could also put this on your envelope flat too. Envelope flap. Okay, so that's card number 1. Dolores, thank you. Stampin' Pierce Mat. That's right. That's what this is. Stampin' Pierce Mat. I'd say it's about a 5x7. I usually do put a piece of typing paper on the top of it just to keep it from getting all inky. But tonight I discovered that my paper was not clear or not clean, so I just ripped it off before our video started tonight. So yeah, thank you, Dolores, for complimenting the white embossing. I have the clear embossing powder on my shopping list, so I'm anxious to get that ordered and then give that a try. It just adds more texture to our cards, doesn't it? So, okay, we're gonna do the same template again, and this time we are going to use a different paper. We're gonna use the watermelon paper. So what I've done is I've taken a thick white piece of cardstock and cut it into 5.5 by 8 and scored it at 4 1/4. I just used my bone folder on it so that it would lay flat. This time we are not going to raise up this second layer. We're just going to go ahead and adhere it with the glue. And you can see this is the watermelon paper. It's the seeds or it's the rind. So I chose to do the seed side. So what we're going to do, bring out the silicone mat, and we are going to use the Seal Plus on this folder. I don't have it totally flat. So anyway, now when you do emboss things, you're going to want to use a little bit more adhesive because you don't want your card to fall apart. And this Seal Plus here in Iowa, it's pretty humid, and when you adhere this to your card, there's not a lot of forgiveness. That's the only disadvantage to using the Seal Plus. So when you put it down onto your card base, I just kind of lightly put it down there to start with to make sure, I've got it centered where I want it to be. And then I press it down. And you can remove this if you remove it right away. Sometimes it tears a little bit of the paper, but this thing is stuck forever. And guess what Darla did again? I forgot to put my ribbon on the second layer. I forgot to do that. So we're not gonna do the ribbon this time. Heck with it. So what I have left here is now the squares, and then I have this strip of DSP, which is side A or side B. So let's go ahead and put on the 2 squares. And I think I'm going to use, should we use the green side on this? Or should we use one green and one red? Or use both reds? What's your suggestion, Dolores? What would you like to see? Or Carol, what would you like to see? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and use one of the green sides, the rind on this. And then I'm going to use both the greens, both of the rind sides. So when I make this card again with the same DSP, maybe I will choose something different. So, oh, Carol or Dolores, you wanted the red. Okay, sorry about that. Next time we do this, we'll have to try that one. So this is, so you just put the squares wherever you want them. You can, you know, have them both this way or both this way, however you want. Isn't that fun? Now, if you remember right, we're supposed to have something going across the center of this. And since Darla did not put that ribbon on before I put on the Seal Plus adhesive, we can do something different. And this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to put this across those squares. What do you think? And then we could put a sentiment or something like that on top of that. Now, since they're raised up, I'm going to have to raise up this red strip too. And I'm looking at my time. I'm going to have to speed this up here so I don't keep you guys here all night. So what I did was I put it on the ends so that the card can be smooth going across. But before I do that, I am going to put my ribbon on here. Actually, it's twine again. It's not ribbon. And these are just some scraps I had. And I have a piece of black and a piece of white. So I thought the black would bring out the color of the seeds. And there again, I don't think I'm going to be able to tie a bow in this. But I do need my Take Your Pick tool to help me feed that through here. Can you believe how nice that works? Isn't that just fantastic? So I wish this camera would come back just a little bit further. For those of you that have joined us late or maybe are catching the replay, just a quick little advertisement here. This is Darla Tweeten, Tweet Be Happy from Iowa. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. And I come to you live every other Tuesday night at 8 o'clock. That is my time of the night, is around 8 o'clock. I'm going to see if I can tie a bow. And my hands are just a little swollen today, I can tell. And look at this. I don't know if I like that though, because the tails aren't long enough. But for the purposes of this video, we're going to leave it for right now. You can cut this off a little bit. And then you could cut out some more hearts if you wanted to. You could put hearts on there. You could do whatever. There is some of... Remember I told you there was this punch that came with this this set here, this Hugs for Love. This is one of the punches that my grandboys punched out this weekend for me. We could put that on there with a cute sentiment that maybe would say lots of hugs and kisses. We could do that. And here's one of them right here. But when they were punching them out, they got a little bit out of the lines, which is fine. Here's one that says lots of hugs and kisses. We could put that on. Isn't that darling? What do you think, gals? Do you like that? Yeah. So that's how we would finish up that card then. We'd put that on there. And even though it's not the full punch, is it? It's still cute. We're still going to use it. So we will put... I don't know, this card is going to be thick because I raised up the second layer, I raised up the third layer, and the fourth layer is kind of in between the third and and this definitely would be the fourth layer that would go something like this. So Isn't that darling? You could put the hearts on it too. So the next card I wanted to show you was one that my 6-year-old grandson did. When we were putting together the first card that I showed you, he says, Grandma, I want to make a card just like you. So this is his card that he made. He wanted the same kind of paper as Grandma. But then when it came to the squares, he wanted to do different squares. And then he wanted to put the extra DSP on the inside. So I'm not going to finish this card. Maybe it's finished. I don't know. But the next time Colt comes back, we will look at this card and I'll ask him if he wants to finish the card. So for tonight, I have one more card I want to show you yet. But for right now, I want to show you these are the cards that we have made tonight. So, well, Colt made this card, but you and I made this card on the live, and then I made this past weekend when I was getting ready for my Facebook Live. And there is one more card that I wanted to show you, and this is the side B of the apples. I used that, and then I just reversed it here. So it's kind of the same look as this, but everything's just reversed. What do you think? Isn't that a neat way to use up our DSP? And it makes it look totally different, doesn't it? So I hope that you guys want to order this Hugs for Love stamp set and the punch. I think it's going to be a good investment for us. Let me grab the punch. The punch is right here. Our punches are fairly easy to use, I feel. I feel that, I have lost some of my upper body strength, but I feel that these are real workable. Now, when you go to use a punch, I highly recommend that, I'm going to bring our little elf thing out here. I highly recommend that you flip the punch over and you use the bottom side so you can see exactly where you're punching, and then you just punch it. Now, I have found out it's best to stamp first and then punch, especially with that outline. So that's that stamp set. Now, I just want to show you one more card, and we're getting close to the hour, top of the hour, but I really wanted to show you something totally different, and it's with the little latte coffee set. Now, this was an online exclusive, and it's on the last chance list. So it's going to be, I checked the status of the paper. The paper is a little latte 12 by 12, and it's 453, and it's $12.50, and it is an online exclusive. Now, I know when I went to Onstage last March, I ordered this either probably in January or the earlier part of February, and this was my swap cards that I took to Onstage when we went to Dallas. So I am using the same birchwood embossing folder on Early Espresso cardstock. And this is pretty pink cardstock. I love pink and brown together. So following our template, then we would adhere this Early Espresso embossed sheet of cardstock to our card base, and we're going to use the silicone pad, start the Seal Plus, and then run the Seal Plus on the back of this paper. Now remember, when you go to adhere this, it's going to stay right where you put it. You're not going to be able to move it too far. So just kind of gently push it down to start with, lay it on top, And this looks like it's a different card measurement, doesn't it? It doesn't quite. So you could either put it way over to the right or way over to the left. I'm going to put it way over to the left just because my OCD is kicking in that way. And if you remember, oh, I did it again, you guys. I forgot to put this piece of ribbon underneath of it. I cannot believe that. Well, I can believe it. So anyway, so then, you know, we're supposed to have the two pieces. So what I did was I die cut out 2 cups of coffee. I'm a huge coffee drinker. Is anybody else a huge coffee drinker? So we are going to put dimensionals on these and raise them up. And put them like maybe about right there. And take this other one. We have some very nice coffee shops here in our area. And each one of them has different coffee. And boy, is it fun to try the different kinds of coffee. So even though the handle is at the top, I want to see the design. So I'm going to put the design about right there. And I put it a little bit lower on this card just simply because of the embossing part up there. And then what we're going to do is I have this stamp set right here that says, hello there, let's catch up. Isn't that cute? So we're going to put that on for our sentiment. And I went ahead on this lovely sheet of basic white paper. I went ahead and stamped it already, and I stamped it twice. And what I'm going to do is just fussy cut out the hello there, let's catch up. I did that in early espresso, and I think my ink pad is getting a little dry. I do need to find my refill and put more ink into it. And I tell you what, I don't know why I procrastinate to refill my ink pads. Does anybody else do that? You wait as long as you possibly can to re-ink your pads. But then when it comes to times like this, you wish you hadn't have done that. So anyway, I always kind of like to break the fibers of the cardstock. And then what we're going to do is we're going to decide where to put this. Now, remember our template had the ribbon or the sentiment going right straight in the middle, okay? Well, we could do that. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it like I'll put one dimensional on this end and maybe a glue dot so that it's the same level. Or we could even put it down here. I think I like it maybe down there better. Hello there. Yep, that's where I'm going to put it. I'm going to put it at the bottom. So I'm going to put a dimensional down here. And right now, I have to use a black dimensional because my white ones are still in the package and we're running out of time. I wanted this to be about a half an hour to 45 minutes, and it's already at an hour. So, but we've talked about a lot of stuff, and obviously, I hope you've enjoyed the time with me, and I hope you've gotten a few tips and tricks. So you drink coffee just for breakfast, huh? Dolores, I drink it, or I could drink it all day long. Sometimes I think I have a little bit too much because I maybe can't sleep at night. So there's our card. What do you think? So we could put some of those heart embellishments on this. We could even, put some, flick some color on it. The other one that I was going to make, but we're not going to do it tonight. I'll do it later and then share it with you guys. I was going to put 3 cups of coffee on this one. A lot of times when I go to have coffee, I go there. I usually go there with a sister, and it seems like there's always other people that we know, and it's a great time to catch up with everybody. So there's usually, I don't know, 3, 4, 5, maybe sometimes it's just the two of us sitting at the coffee place, but I'm going to for sure, this is that new basic beige ribbon. I am going to for sure remember to put this on this next time. But so what do you guys think of that? That's pretty in pink, and then the early espresso, and that's using the beautiful coffee latte set, which is an online exclusive, and it has photopolymer stamp sets. This little coffee ring is really fun to do too, and then it did come with its own dies. So let's go ahead and wrap up tonight's video. I hope you have enjoyed being with me tonight. I've enjoyed being with you. I love doing these videos. They're not in any way perfected. They're not perfect, but I just love stamping up. I love Stampin' Up's products. I love being creative, and I love their products. So right now we do have celebration going on. So I highly encourage you to, go through your inventory. I highly recommend you have at least 2 or 3 packages of the basic white and, a couple of the thick white card stacks. It's a great time to stock up on your adhesives, your refills, your glue dots, and if you need some more blocks, it would be a great time to, purchase a few more of those so that you could get up to that level 2 level where you spend $120, and then you get to have a level 2, reward out of the celebration. Or better yet, if you think you've got the passion and you think, you could spend, about $260 a quarter, I'm looking for people to be on my team. So right now you could join my team for $99. And so you would get to choose $125 worth of product, and you would get the 2 sets of markers as a bonus, and then there's an exclusive stamp set that you would get at, for joining my team, joining Stampin' Up as a demonstrator. And yes, Dolores, yes, thank you. It is a great time to order your annual Paper Pumpkin subscription. Thank you, Dolores, for telling me that. I do that this time of year so I can take advantage of the celebration rewards. And I have not done that yet because I didn't know for sure what all I wanted to order. And this year in the celebration book, there is a kit too that you can order besides the stamps, besides the paper, besides the ribbon, and besides the gems. So yes, please consider placing your prepaid Paper Pumpkin subscription during this time. And you will get the celebration rewards for doing that. So you will need to do that before February 28th. But don't wait, because our celebration products, they're while supplies last. So I would hate to have you miss out on something, especially if you know you want it now. So I am going to sign off now. Thank you for all the comments, and remember that I will be giving away 2 of the cards tonight. I will have a drawing for those that have commented tonight. Comment, where you're from so that the rest of us, I will probably know where you're from, but I want the rest of the viewers to see all who's watching. And I will also include the replay. So it's not necessarily just the live. You can also watch the replay. So by the end of the week, I will have a drawing of 2 that I will give away 2 cards. And a shameless plug, this Friday, I have my stamp club. So if you would like to come stamp with me and the ladies on Friday, you are certainly welcome to join us. There's always room for one more. So for right now, I am going to close this night's this live video, and I wish you all a great evening. Until next time, the next video will be on January 28th. Okay, bye now.